Hi guys, and welcome to the Batch Lady, where I show you how to make fast, simple, homemade meals that you can make in advance, put in your freezer and use whenever you want, so you make those midweek meals really easy. I am back with another one of my 3 for the fridge and 3 for the freezers. So this is the second video I've done like this. So how it's going to work is we're going to do 3 meals. We're going to do fish cakes, chicken balti and homemade burgers. We're not always going to do them all in one recipe and move on to the next. We're going to mix it around. So this is a way for you to see the method of how I mix up the recipes, okay? So that you can make them really quickly. So we're going to do double the amount. So we're going to end up with 6 meals. So we're going to do double fish cakes, double chicken balti, double homemade burgers. And we are going to end up with 3 meals for this week's fridge and 3 meals for the freezer that are ready for another week. So if you're short of freezer space, this is a great way to batch cook. Okay, I've got all my ingredients here. I just wanted to show you. Now this week I shopped in Tesco. The next time I'm going to shop somewhere else when I do this. I spent £38.54 on 6 homemade meals, and that's doing some fish, which is quite expensive doing the fish. 1 fish, 1 chicken, 1 meat this week. And there was a few things I know I could have got cheaper somewhere else, but still not bad, £38, okay? I've got all my food ready. I'm going to lay that out along the corner on the counter, and I've got all my bags and my plastics and my glass all ready. What I'm going to do is to save plastic waste, so the ones that go in the freezer are going in my Ziploc bags, so that I can save some freezer space. The ones that are going in the fridge, I've got a big fridge, I'm going to use glass containers just to cut down on some plastics, okay? So if we're ready, I'm going to move this stuff over to the side and just get ready to go. So I'll come back to you in a couple of minutes. We'll get our timer ready and let's get cooking. 3 for the fridge, 3 for the freezer. Okay guys, so my shopping has gone all the way along the counter, along with anything I need like knives and spoons and things like that. So it's all laid out ready for me. My bins are emptied, my dishwasher's emptied, and my sink is full of hot soapy water. I have downloaded the shopping list, which you can download. This will give you everything that you need, so you can just head to the shops and buy it from that. And then you want to download on the same bit, which you'll get in my 10 meals and an hour section, and you're looking for 3 for the fridge, 3 for the freezer number 2, and it will give you a method list of exactly the way that you're doing each recipe. So you don't need to worry about the individual recipes. It's going to give you a step-by-step guide as you go along. I'm going to keep it beside me and show you exactly what I do, because I just tick off each section as I go along, so I know exactly what I'm doing. We're going to start off by just getting the onions ready and going in a pan. Okay, so I'm just going to put a pan on top of my stove, and I'm going to get my onions ready. I'm not going to go through all the quantities. You'll get the quantities when you print off the shopping list and all the ingredients list, okay? It'll all be there for you. It's too complicated doing it all. Oh, and we forgot about the timer again. This was quite fun last time. We did it in an hour last time. Let's see how long this one takes us. Okay, so in go your chopped onions, and they're just going to really fry off. I'm just going to keep putting stuff in my bin as I go. So I'm starting the onions off for the chicken balti. So it's a chicken, spinach and broccoli balti, okay? So my onions have to start first. I'm then going to get these in. This is the fish for the fish cakes, okay? And it's a fish pie mix that I bought from the supermarket like I usually use. Unfortunately, the supermarkets are stopping using the actual fish counter, so you have to buy the packets, which is such a waste of plastic. So this is just fish pie mix, and we're going to put it in the oven for 10 minutes, okay? 10 minutes in the oven. Now remember, when you're working between fish, chicken and meat, you want to make sure that you're washing your hands all the time, and that you're washing down all your counter with some antibacterial spray, because you are switching between a few, okay? I'm going to wash my hands, I'm going to wash out these and put them straight in the recycle bin and get going. I'm going to start chopping the chicken. I've got nothing else on my counter, so I'm just going to chop the chicken to go in the balti and then clear everything down so that there's no raw chicken anywhere, okay? This is a good time to do the chicken. So I've got 6 chicken breasts here, which is double the amount that I need. So I'm going to get 2 meals out of it, so let's get chopping. Okay, so I've got everything laid out for my burgers, and we've now been going for 10 minutes. So let's just get the fish out the oven and see what it looks like. Now I'm actually just going to give that another couple of minutes. Some of the chunks are really thick, just the way it's being cut. So I'm just going to open it up from the foil and just give it another couple of minutes, okay? And we'll start off with our burgers. Now if you've done burgers before, they're really simple, okay? You're just going to take your mincemeat. I like to use 5%. And you're going to put it in your bowl. It's very simple. And I'll just get rid of this. And just keep going back and forth and washing my hands in that very hot water. So, right, I have added Worcestershire sauce, yellow mustard, which you don't really taste, don't worry about it, and a few eggs. Lots of you have made these homemade burgers before. I've got a box because I'm going to put the ones that I'm going to use this week in the box. And I've got my eggs. Now I bought these and this was included in the £38, but of course they're going to do for the next lot, so the next lot will be cheaper. I already bought my buns in my shopping, okay, just normal sort of morning rolls. What I need to tell you is you cannot freeze them in this foil, okay? So the ones that are going in the freezer need to go in a Ziploc bag. But you can use this bag over and over again, remember, it's only just had some dry buns in it. Okay, so fish out the oven for the fish cakes, chicken just finishing browning, we're moving on to the burgers. Everything's in the bowl. Right, this is going to make double, so there's a lot of this. So we're going to half it. And that's going to make 4 burgers, just roughly. Make sure we've got an equal half. You can do this on a, I've got a really good cement counter, so I don't have to. That's all sealed, but you can do it on a chopping board if you want. So you're going to half down the middle and half again. And just give them a paddy round. You can put any seasoning you want on these. I've left these pretty plain. We're going to have them with gherkins and mustard, sweet potato, wedges on the buns, and I'll probably do some sort of like fried onions maybe or something. That is us got our burgers. That's our first meal done. Super easy. We'll go and give it a wipe down, get everything wiped down, and we'll start on the next one. Okay? Okay guys, so our burgers are done, both sets, and we're now moving on to just spend a bit of time on the chicken curry. Okay, so our chicken is cooked through with our onions. So on this pan, I can now add, it's 4 cans of chopped tomatoes. Okay, I should have actually taken the ring pull off these first, because it generally goes all over my apron. Never get that last bit off. Okay, I'll do that off camera, but I promise you I will do it. I might just put 3 in again at first, just so I see how it goes. Wash these out and put them in the recycling. I'm going to add my chopped spinach. Okay, so this is frozen spinach that's still frozen. It's just going to go in cubes. And you need about a big bag of this, about 900 grams. There's about 24 little spinach cubes in here. They can go in frozen and they're just going to actually cook down as they're in there. Great thing about this is it's a really good curry for hiding the spinach, so you don't really get that sort of like spinachy taste so much if you don't like it, but it's a good source. It's a good source of your greens. And then we're going to put in the Patats curry paste, okay? So this is where I think I could have done it slightly cheaper. This one came in at £2.40, I think, this whole jar of paste, and because we're doubling the recipe, you need the whole jar. And I know that you can get it cheaper in some of those sort of BM bargains and various places like that. So we could have maybe saved some money on that. And we're just going to give it a good mix around. We'll usually put some water in this as well, so I'm just going to fill my jar up with the water to make sure that I get the last of that. Right, let's put this in the bin. Now you'll see I've got my broccoli. This is the last thing to go into the curry. I'm not going to put it in just now or it's going to disappear down into nothing. Instead I'm going to save it till the very end. I'm even quite happy if it's really not cooked because I'm going to heat this up midweek. So when I heat it up, the curry's very moist, it's got a lot of moisture in it, so this will just bubble away nicely and it'll actually cook the broccoli. So I don't want to cook the broccoli to death before it goes in the freezer even. I'd rather have a crispier broccoli than a not. But I'm just going to cut it up while it's part of this recipe. And there we go. I know that the broccoli florets in that can is the last thing to go. Where will we put it? We'll just leave it there. It's the last thing to go in that recipe. So our curry is almost finished. It's just going to sit there and bubble away. So we've got plenty of time and we're going to have to stir the pot a few times anyway. Let's just finish off and making the fish cakes. I'm going to get set up now, get everything over from my counter, and we'll just go through how we do the fish cakes and then package them up. Okay guys, this just showed you how easy this is. I have not touched this timer, so we've been going for 30 minutes, okay? Our burgers for 2 nights are done. Our chicken curry, just let me bring it over and let you see this. It's looking delicious, can you see that? My house is clean. I'm just moving stuff from here and recycling it or washing it. This is the bowl that we made the burgers in. I've now just put some ready-made mash in it. So you don't need to use lots and lots of the same stuff. I'm washing the same knives, so I'm not ending up with tons of stuff. Just take your time, wash it in hot soapy water, and you'll be ready to go. Right, we are going to make fish cakes, okay? We're going to make really simple, easy fish cakes. Some for the freezer, some for the fridge. The ones that are going in the freezer, I'm going to actually cook these and then serve them in large pittas, and we're going to have them with some tzatziki dip and some beetroot and all different sort of things. And then the ones that we're having this week, I'm just going to do with a big salad on the side. And you can serve it however you want. You could serve it with beans for the kids or whatever you want. So fish cakes, really simple, really easy to do. So in this dish here, I've got some eggs. And I'm just going to give them a mix up. And I like a big flat dish for this because it's easy to put your fish cakes in and out of. So mix up for that. I've got some panko breadcrumbs here, which give it a really good crispiness if you use panko ones. And I'm just going to put some in here. Don't want to put too much because this will do another lot of stuff as well. Move this to the side. I've got my fish that we already cooked. I've got my dill, okay, my fresh dill. And I've got one more packet of mash that's going in this bowl, okay? So ready-made mash, which is the best for freezing because it's not got the same water content. And all we want to do is put our ready-made mash in the bowl, and then by now our fish has cooled, so we're just going to throw our fish in. And again, I just like to use my hands. My hands are clean. I don't need another thing to try to pick it up with. The great thing about using fish like this is that you know that there's no bones in it if you're buying the actual fish mix. They've gone through and checked all the bones for you. Okay, now while my hands are dirty, I'm just going to get in and mix that around. You'll find that the fish that's cooked, you don't want to cook it too much, you know, so make sure that you keep an eye on the time because it's going to cook again when you want to heat them up. But the fish that is cooked will just fall apart now. Okay, so there was no need to cut it into any little tiny chunks. It'll just start to fall apart. Really, this should make 12 big fish cakes, okay? Which allows a family of 4, some to have 1, some to have 2, depending on how big you want them to be. Now, I'm just going to get rid of this. You can get a little chopping board or a pair of scissors to chop my dill and get some salt and pepper, and we'll finish this off. Hold on. I've got my scissors, so I'm going to grab my dill and just get chopping. Now it's quite a lot of dill, so you could change it if you don't like as much dill. I love it, it goes so well with the fish cakes, and you really need a bit of flavour in here as well. You could add some lemon juice if you wanted, so you can zhuzh it up, as I often talk about in my videos. Lovely as well with even a little bit of chilli or something like that if you wanted to make it a bit spicier. You just want to really chop it all up. This is where you become a little bit less organised, because salt and pepper isn't often things I think about to have out. Again, you want quite a lot, because you're going to then mix it through. Right, this time when I'm mixing through, I'm just going to get ready to start those paddies. So you can either judge it, like I'm going to do, because I roughly know the size, or you can split it like I did the burgers, okay? So I'm just going to dip it in the egg, dip it in the breadcrumbs, just go round a few times, make the exact same patty that you want. Okay guys, so we have been going for 50 minutes, okay? 50 minutes, and we have got our monster fish cakes that are ready. Now these ones I have put in this container with a piece of silver foil just to stop them sticking together, and they are going to be for probably tomorrow night's tea. And these ones here I could put in a Ziploc bag and try not to squash them, but my freezer is big enough that I can put them in a tray, and I'm going to put them in the freezer like that, probably for a couple of hours till they've gone hard. Then they're just going to be easy to transfer to the bag. So I took this off the high heat when I was in the middle of doing the fish cakes, just so it didn't stick at the bottom, okay? And I didn't add that extra can of tomatoes, but don't you worry about that, because I'm just going to take that off the ingredient list. So you just carry on following the ingredients to a T and you should be absolutely fine. This looks delicious. Now, just like when we did this last week, let's just put our broccoli in. It's still bubbling away. Just the heat of that will slightly cook that broccoli. Right guys, we spent, I can't remember, £34, something like that. We spent £34, we brought the shopping home and we laid it out on the counter. It's taken us 53 minutes. Let's stop the stopwatch. Stop. It's taken us 53 minutes. I'm going to pan round and let you see my kitchen and just see what it looks like, because it is all clean and tidy. Batch cooking doesn't have to be, let's make a huge big mess. Really simple to do, really easy, lets you see exactly what you're spending. The good thing is as well is midweek, you don't have to cook, but also you don't have to keep emptying the dishwasher. You don't have to keep emptying the recycle bins, because you did it today. It's a perfect way to cook. 3 for the fridge, 3 for the freezer. Why not give it a go? I've got a book called The Batch Lady coming out very soon. You can pre-order it on Amazon. And please check out all my recipes. They're all free of charge. They're all on the website. Help yourself. Thanks very much. Bye.